Hello and welcome to tonight's show.
11 Alive's Erica Murphy is learning more about his impact on the metro Atlanta area and what could be next for him.
Demetrius Flannery and his brother Terry Flannery ran one of the country's largest drug operations during the late 80s, 90s, and early 2000s. The Flannery brothers used their drug empire to expand into entertainment, making a big mark on the entertainment industry.
Meech and them figured that out. It didn't take much for them to figure that out in terms of how to really produce and export, aspects of Black popular culture.
In 2006, the two brothers were indicted in a federal RICO case originating out of Georgia and ultimately convicted.
BMF was the first group that was accused of being both a criminal organization and a record label.
Attorney Josh Schiffer has closely followed the case. He says Demetrius, also known as Big Meech, is widely respected for how he handled the case.
And he went down. And when he went down, he and his brother were sentenced to 30 years in prison.
In 2020, Terry Flannery was released from prison, but just this week, Big Meech was released as well. He will serve the remainder of his sentence at a halfway house in Miami. Rick Wershey, also known as White Boy Rick, who had his own run-ins with the law, appears in a documentary about the brothers and says the future is bright for Big Meech.
He shouldn't have been in prison this long. I think people are going to be surprised by the things that he's able to accomplish.
Reporting from Atlanta, Erica Murphy, 11 Alive News.
I'm just gonna get right into this. Big Meech just got out of prison after doing dang near 20 years. The problem with this is now everybody all of a sudden is calling this man a rat, and he got out early. Okay, I get that. Now all of a sudden, everybody coming out with this paperwork and all these people that he did business with, that he helped along the way, that was his friends, his business partners. Now all of a sudden, everybody is against him. Where was this energy back then? From 2005 all the way to 2024, everybody waited 19 years just to call this man a rat. See where the loyalty lies in the game? The game is always the same. The game don't never change. The game is still exactly the way that it is. You have friends that's loyal, but 9 times out of 10, you're gonna have majority of friends that are not loyal. Let's be clear on this situation. Demetrius Flannery was a drug dealer. You have to take in consideration of everything that happened in this man's situation when he was selling drugs. People went to jail. People lost their lives. Homes were destroyed. People were hooked on drugs that he was providing to millions and millions of people, and just destroyed so many people's lives. Are we applauding that? Do we agree with that? As people as a whole, do we agree with that? See, we are praising the wrong things. We are praising that this man is out of jail and everybody is congratulating him and everybody is happy that he's home. For what? What did Meech do to help the Black community? What did Meech do to uplift the Black community? He did absolutely nothing. He was part of the destruction of the Black community. And this is what everybody is praising, that he's home and congratulations. It can't be that way. We can't have double standards in life. We can't continue to praise these type of people out here in the world. Once upon a time, I contributed into that lifestyle. Do I regret it? To a certain extent, yes. Because when you're living in an environment where you are poor and you don't have the money or the capabilities to do the things that you want to do, and you see all these other people driving these nice fancy cars, jewelry, nice clothes, living in a big, beautiful home, you want a piece of that pie. And without educating yourself, you will put yourself in that situation to want to live that lifestyle. But when you live that lifestyle the illegal way, there's always consequences behind it. And betrayal is one, murder is two, drug addicts, everything that goes along with it, the police, the investigations, the informants, the phone taps, all of that comes into play when you want to play that game. So me as a man, I don't praise Meech. I don't praise no man. I don't praise no man. Only praise I praise is the high almighty being that gave us life and gave us the ability to be here. Demetrius Flannery should not be celebrated for him coming home. Demetrius Flannery needs to make up for all the bad things that he's done in his lifetime. As long as we are living in an environment and a society where our people praise drug dealers. When I was growing up as a kid in Pasadena, we had a drug dealer. He was Ray Browning. His brother was Rodney Browning. Everybody in the city feared him. Everybody admired him. Everybody praised him. Everybody bowed down to him. He had a nice run for a long period of time, but just like any big time drug dealer with a name, he got caught up. Now he's doing life in prison. So all of that stuff that you had, all the jewelry, the clothes, the money, the women, when they catch up with you, it's over. It's a wrap. Ain't no coming back from it. You can tell the tales in jail all you want to, but you will never, ever live that reality again. So I hope a lot of black men that's out here selling dope and selling drugs and doing everything that they can to survive. I get it. You have to do what you have to do sometimes to survive. But in the long run, you are going to get caught. You are going to get them silver bracelets on your wrists. And you're going to have to sit up and put your life in somebody else's hands. And then that person has the ability to change your life forever. Do you want to live your life like that? Do you want to live your life like that? Do you want to put your life in a situation to where there's nothing coming back from? You don't get to see your family no more. You don't get to get mama's home cooking no more. And then while you locked up, you're going to lose relatives, family members, all of that. Some guys have newborn kids that they won't even get to see until their children are grown. We all have to pay a price for the things that we do. There's consequences. There's always consequences. There will always be consequences for the bad decisions that we make. Sure, it's cool and fun when you got all that money, you got all that jewelry, and you got all these women flocking on you because you got money and you selling drugs. If you didn't have none of that stuff, do you think those people will be bothered with you? Do you think those people will want to deal with you? Do you think those people will want to be around you, all up under you, and claim to be your friends? Nah, they won't. They don't care about you. They only care about what you got. And they only care about what you can do for them. You got to realize that, and you got to learn to separate the two. Only smart drug dealers know the difference between the two. These guys was out here balling out of control. These guys were out here being too flashy. These guys were out here being too flamboyant. They were just out here just stunting on everybody. He didn't think that jealousy was going to play a factor into his downfall. He didn't think that killing somebody's cousin, brother, uncle, or father was going to play a role in his downfall. He didn't think all of that weight that he was going to push was going to come to his downfall. He didn't think that every single team member that he had, talking about everybody going to eat, was despising him and was going to play in his downfall. A lot of men ain't going to do no time for no another man. I don't care what nobody say. There are very few loyal friends that will not say a word, and they'll take that time. But for the guys that acted like they had loyalty to this man, they all folded under pressure. Pressure is hard. When they putting that lean on you and they sitting up there telling you finna do 25 years, and then you looking at your future saying, I gotta be in a cell for 25 years. Yeah, a lot of these dudes are going to tell. And they try to make it seem like this is a trend. No, man, this trend's been going on since the 50s, the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, the early 2000s, all the way till today. There's always been snitches. There's always been rats. It's just the way of the world. People came in this earth alone, they are going to leave alone. Who has the right to tell these people that they cannot live their life the way that they want to and do what they want to do? Because they are going to do it. They are going to tell. You think somebody want to go and do time for you that's not loyal to you? Somebody that you didn't come up with in the sandbox? Nah, homie, they're going to tell. And it's cool that the brother is out. Congratulations on doing your time for the crime. Okay? You're out. But for all these other guys that's sitting up there going against this man, you're just as guilty as him. You're just as much as the problem as he was. Ain't no solution in this game. Y'all know the ending and y'all know the outcome. This is my conclusion to this video, but this is your host with the most, Big Bang, and I'm up out of here. Peace. Whoa.
Double down.